Hi, it's Sherilyn, and you're watching Sweep the League TV. Follow me on Instagram at official Sherilyn for more content.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
All right, everybody's going to have to bear with me right here because we've got a whole new setup now. Like I've been teasing, hopefully we're going to kick it off tonight. It is Sweep the League. It's Taco Tuesday, brought to you by La Cocina Taco Truck over in New Braunfels, Texas. One of the sponsors of Sweep the League. Again, shout out to MCS General Contracting. You need that porch, that patio, the swimming pool, driveway, or like we say, every good family and every good home starts with a great foundation. If you need that foundation poured, MCS General Contracting is the place to go. And the healthiest drink alive, Special Leaf. Come on, man. You saw me go from a great big old fat guy to kind of a semi big old fat guy. That was because I drink a lot of Special Leaf too. That was one of the drinks I always drink with there was Special Leaf, and it was water as well. But you know what? Sometimes you got to have something more than water. Special Leaf tea is the way to go. It's myself. It's Derek Gervin tonight. Derek's going to be joining us right now. And when we bring him on, we got a little surprise. Let me get him on the show right now. Derek Gervin. Derek, how are you doing, man? You doing all right?
Yeah, I think I am, man. I'm a little confused about this basketball, these officials, but I'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get into that talk. What do you watch? Is it the Olympic trials or?
I'm watching the Indiana Fever and the Las Vegas Aces, man. But I'm just trying to figure out. I know I've been around the game a long time. I guess I forgot what double dribble is.
Yeah, I would love to get into some WNBA talk, and not just the current WNBA, but also past players, because I want to bring a lot of our listeners into the WNBA type of thing, because obviously the viewership has gone up this season. But we're going to get to a couple of comments here. I know we've got one of our producers in the background here. He's going to be helping us out here just a little bit. Of course, Tim Gonzalez, Devils, always the Devils are great, man. Tar Heels still suck. The day that we get James Worthy and all these other Tar Heels on here, is Tim going to really come on here and say that? I don't know if he will. Oh, what a surprise from Derek Jacob. What up, Rasa Mario Cavazos? What is going on, man? And did you see what Baycock said on the podcast? I did not see that, so I'd have to look that up. Again, shout out to our producer. He's in the background here. He's going to be doing a lot of our comments. He's going to put your comments on here. But Derek, man, I got two surprises. Somebody just came on the live stream now, so I'm going to bring him on because apparently he's going to be joining us tonight. Coach Gio's with us tonight. This is a big surprise. Did y'all guys get the message? I have yet to send a text message, but we're going to try something. First, you got to go to YouTube. You've got to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is at Sweep the League TV. We're over 100 subscribers already. But now we're innovating. We're doing something that people have talked about doing that never really is getting done in sound. We're taking phone calls. I tested it before we got on air. It worked. My daughter did an interview with me on the phone, so it worked. So we're going to test it out here. We're going to shine the number, and we're going to see who wants to call in. Again, you want to say how bad Gio is? Tell him how bad Gio is. You want to say how bad his takes are? Sorry, the number is down there. What?
We're going to edit that out, okay, everyone? We're going to edit that stuff out. Don't worry about it.
All right, so that's the phone number, 830-499-1852. So that is the Sweep the League hotline. Do you want to give us a call? You can give us a call, 830-499-1852. Basically, the way it's going to work is you're going to call in. We'll answer it, but I might put you on hold, so just bear with us. You'll be on hold. But again, we only have one line. We're not rich. We're not radio rich. So again, if anybody wants to call in, that is the phone number right there. You saw it across your screen, Derek, with the Sweep the League shirt, which Gio, I
League.
forgot the special leave. What's up, Derek?
Hey, man, I'm just showing everybody where we at, man. The best show in town.
Hey, the best show in Texas. I'm not in Texas, but y'all know what I mean.
I would say the best show in Texas and the best show in Indiana. And also, don't forget, we're on Sports Insanity Network and I Am Refocused Radio. So it's the best show up in the East Coast as well, I think. I mean, without being on a 4-letter network. We'll just say that. There's a number right there, 830-499-1852, guys. If you want to call in, definitely call in. We put that in there for you guys, but let's get into some NBA talk. So the big move today, Derek, we saw James Wiseman being signed to the Indiana Pacers, which, again, I wanted to kind of talk to you about that because it's something that I remember texting you like, hey, or on Facebook, I said, my thing is they need a wing still, a scoring wing. And you brought up, more great points about Wiseman joining to Miles Turner there. They got shot blocking, they got defense. How big of a move was that for Indiana? Because I know that was a huge move, but I also have a counterpoint onto that subject right there.
Well, for me, it was a great move. If people remember, they were the leading scoring team in the league. And their problem was never offense. Their problem was defense. And now you shore up that middle with James Wiseman, and you can play Miles Turner in his original position, which is a power forward. I think that makes them really tough. If you really look at it, it kind of reminds me of the Minnesota Timberwolves. You got a big guy, Miles Turner, who's similar to Karl Anthony Towns. He prefers to be out wide, at the top of the key shooting the three-pointer.
Yeah.
And now you can let him do that without it really affecting the offense. And I think it's even a little better addition because Rudy Gobert, we all know, doesn't have the greatest hands. Wiseman has pretty good hands. So to have him on the team, I think it makes them really tough. For me, it puts them – I talked about them last night, if you remember, Rudy, before they even made this move. You and I talked. Yep. And I told you I had Indiana as one of the top teams in the East. And I think this kind of shores up some of their defensive liabilities, and James can get out and run the floor. I think it makes them a much more formidable team than they were.
Yeah, and, I started thinking because I said I would like them to get another scoring wing. And I really felt like, one guy that would really fill that void for me, at least, is maybe like a Buddy Hield or an Evan Fournier, just to kind of give him that other scoring option. But I completely bashed my head in like Gio did when he said Kyler Murray was the better quarterback in that draft class. I forgot about one Pascal Siakam, and Gio looks crazy, but you're correct on that. I mean, they really have it all. But here's my counterpoint. I'm going to get to Gio on this because I know I talked to Gio about this part. The counterpoint I have is this. I love the move, but I don't trust Halliburton just yet because he was too up and down last year. And as far as he went, we saw the Pacers go. So it's for me, it's safe to say for me, I don't have them yet in the top 3 in the East. Maybe I do, but right now I feel like Boston's still better. The Knicks are still better, and I feel Philadelphia will be better. So I have them at that 4 or 5 range in the East because I can't trust Halliburton right now. Is that something you may be able to see as well? Because I saw the ups and downs that he had.
Who knocked out the Pacers?
Who knocked the Pacers?
Who knocked them out the playoffs?
Oh, I'm sorry. Boston.
Yeah, Boston said that was their toughest match in the entire playoffs.
Yeah, it was. And that was the first loss they had.
You got to remember this. Wasn't Tyrese Halliburton hurt?
He was.
If I remember, TJ McConnell had to fill in.
He did.
So with the healthy Tyrese Halliburton, you're talking about an all-star. And scoring was not their issue. It was on the defensive end. So I think it's a great move. If you can outscore people and you can lock down around that rim with Wiseman and remember, Miles Turner is also a really good guy defensively around the rim.
Yeah.
And so now he could play a little more free. He had to kind of worry about not getting in foul trouble because they needed him on as a defensive presence. Now he doesn't have to worry so much. It's kind of like Hardenstein and Chet Holmgren. Now you can let the big man be who he is and play to his natural position. I think that makes them a very formidable team. And remember, they have Ben Mathurin. TJ McConnell can score. They have guys that
they got a lot of guys.
They got guys that can score.
See, that's what I'm saying. But I was like, okay, that was a horrible thing on my part because they do have scores. But then my only concern, Derek, is for me, it's legit. I know Tyrese is that guy. He's an all-star, especially when he's not injured. He's an all-star player. He's probably the best player on that team, first and foremost, and the most important player. But my thing was this just lightning in a bottle for 1 year? I'm worried about the Linsanity. I'm worried about the Michael Redd type of season coming up. That's just my concern. I want to see it happen more than one season.
You mean Rudy? Wait, hold on. Now I love you.
Red, what are you doing, Rudy?
I'm just throwing names out there because
aren't I the guy that said when Tyrese Halliburton came out in the draft, he was the only guy I talked about in the entire draft?
You did.
He's going to continue to get better. This guy's an all-star.
I'm scared.
Rudy's already hitting the panic button, Derek.
I'm panicking just
He's
because.
already panicking already because he hasn't started.
Before you get to Gio, let me ask you this. Isn't Buddy Hield already expendable?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so that's like Buddy Hield's not getting better. They tried that in Philadelphia. Did it work?
No.
So it's not like Buddy Hield is really going to move the needle. James Wiseman moves the needle.
Yeah, he does. He fills a major void that we saw last year with them in Indiana. Why am I so scared of Halliburton? Maybe because I feel like he's injury prone? I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I feel. What do you got, Gio?
Steph Curry was injury prone for a minute, right, Derek? And look what
More
he did.
Than a minute. His ankle coming out the draft.
He was spraining his ankle every game, it seemed like. Look, I think Tyrese is fine. It's another added bonus. I thought Siakam had a good playoff run. You got Miles Turner there. This is a team I think is going to continue to get better and better. Paul George, obviously going to the Sixers. That's obviously a big move for them as they lose Tobias Harris, who's, by the way, he's made over $300 million, and he's never been an all-star, Rudy. Very, very interesting to say at least on that part. But back to the Pacers, I think this can put them in that third, fourth seed, right? I mean, obviously we got to see how this season's going on, but listen, Carlisle's a good coach. He's going to put players in position to make shots. Hopefully they can improve on their defense. Obviously that was not their forte last season, but you bring Wiseman over, he's going to bring another extra guy on that front court. I like the Pacers a lot. This is a team, I think, taking that next step in the Eastern Conference. I think they'll be battling for that fourth and third spot. Mm-hmm. The Cavaliers, Rudy, could be a team that kind of goes down depending on how things roll with them. I like the Pacers a lot. I really do. I like their playoff run. I didn't love, obviously, what happened to Boston. There were a few games there, Derek, where they were right there on the cusp, just couldn't take that next step. But I think another offseason. Now, they're not better than Boston, right? The defending champs.
No.
But
I have them 4. I'll put them at 4.
Fourth or third, Derek? I think that's pretty good.
So down there with fourth or fifth with who? The Knicks?
So if I'm talking right now, as we speak, I'm going Boston, Knicks, Philly, Indiana.
Not yet, sir. Who have the Knicks replaced Hardenstein with?
Nobody.
So right now the Knicks are not number 2. You got Milwaukee, you got Philly.
Thank you. And you know what, Derek? I commented on your post earlier. I said, hey, watch out for the Bucks. This is a team that did take the Celtics to 6 games for whatever that was worth. The 2 stars are out towards the end of the series. But Milwaukee could be one of those dangerous teams. We'll see what they do in the offseason. But Rudy, the Knicks, to me, I don't know. I would love to see them get another star, but
okay, so as of right now, just by the way free agency is gone, and maybe the trade deadline, the trades that are happening, so we're definitely putting Indiana 2 behind Boston. Is that where we're seeing it, or do we still feel that they are right behind the Knicks and the Celtics, or
the Knicks? They're there with Philly and the Bucks right now. We got to see what the Knicks. We don't know who the Knicks. What if the Knicks can't get a center? And we already know Mitchell Robinson has been injured. Who's going to play center? Anunoby, Julius Randle. So they have to shore that up first before we start putting the Knicks back in the mix. In my eyes, I got to go with the teams that already. You're looking at Philly with Paul George, Embiid. Now say the Knicks were to meet up with the Philly. Who's going to guard Embiid?
Nobody.
Well, that's my point. So until they make another move, I can't put them number 2 in the whole Eastern Conference.
There you go. And that's the reason why we have Sweep the League. And that's why we are, I'm going to say, the best show right now, because we've got all these different opinions and everything like that. And you know what? When you call into the show, let me see, True Don't Believe James Wiseman will amount to anything more than a role player equivalent to Zach Collins. And that's James Wiseman, going, journeyman from the Warriors to the Detroit Pistons.
Hey,
show that number again. We got to show that number. Go ahead.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being a role player.
What's wrong with a role player, Mario?
What's wrong with that? I mean, you're there to fulfill a role on your team. You're a role player.
It takes a role player.
Didn't Boston win because of the role players? It wasn't just Tatum and Brown. The role players are. That's what I told you the last show. I remember. Role players don't get the love they deserve. You can't win without the role players, because they're the guys that have to make the adjustment and make it all fit like a puzzle. James Wiseman, he was brought in to be a role player. He's not a superstar.
Hello.
We got a phone call real quick, guys. We've got the one and only Rock on the line. Rock, what's up, man?
What's up, man? Hey, hope you are doing good, man. Sorry I've been so busy. I've been trying to get back on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick before I give my take, shout out once again, Mr. Derek, getting into the UTSA Hall of Fame. Big congrats again, Derek. I need to hang out with you soon, man.
I love you, Rocky. Thank you, man.
But giving my take, man, I hear about Bucks. I feel like the Bucks have not added anyone, man. I mean, I'm not really sold on the Bucks. I don't know what they're going to do from there, and I agree with Derek. I feel like the Knicks losing Hartenstein is really bad. I don't trust Julius Randle, but they're still a scary team. But I feel like Philly's the second best team behind Boston right now. That's all I got to say.
There you go. That's the Rock. Rock, appreciate the phone call, man. Whenever we can get you back on Sweep the League, man, let us know. We want to get you back on the show itself. Rock, a former host of Sweep the League. Appreciate you calling in, man. First call of the Sweep the League, the brand new Sweep the League show. We'll see you later, Rock. Thanks for the phone call, man.
Later.
So Rock's saying, obviously the Bucks haven't done anything. I mean, we know they haven't done anything. But on top of all that, look at it like this. How far do you drop the Bucks in the East? Say they don't do nothing. They just ride with the team they have. I mean, are we talking about dropping Milwaukee down to that 5-6, to that lower tier in the Eastern Conference?
No way.
How far do we drop?
Not that. I don't think they drop at all, because
Not far, Rudy. Come on now.
Dame's going to have a better year than he had last year. People have to remember, Dame just came in to a new organization from Portland, and he barely got his feet wet. And Doc Rivers gets another year with the guys. But Dame is definitely going to have a bounce back year. I think Chris Middleton is going to have a bounce back year. The Bucks are right there in the mix, and you got to remember this. They have Giannis Antetokounmpo. You can never forget that. They've already proven that they can win a championship with a decent team. So it's the team that gets hot at the right time, and it's the team that's healthy. And if Milwaukee is healthy, they have a chance against any team.
Yes, sir. I have to agree with Derek. I said it last season. Obviously, it didn't end well for me, but I think the Bucks are right there in the thick of things. Another year under the system. Think about this, everyone. The Bucks had a new coach, Derek, literally during the season. Doc Rivers comes over. They fire their head coach. He's kind of scrambling, trying to get things together. Under a year under that system, you obviously, look, they haven't done anything really right now. Let's see what type of potential role players they get in. I know Lopez has kind of been potentially could be on the block. Not sure what's going to happen there. But the Bucks, this is not a team that's going anywhere. They're going to stay in the East, and they're going to be a top team as well. So, nope, they're not going nowhere.
No. So Rock is asking, how much work can Giannis do, though, Derek? How much can Giannis do?
Aren't we talking about the same guy that was the MVP and the same guy we watched get it 50 in the finals, in the NBA finals? That's how much work he can do. Giannis hasn't slipped 1 inch. He's the same guy that's going to get you 30 points He's going to get you 13, 14 rebounds. He's going to get you 6 assists. That's the Giannis we all have known. We have not seen a drop-off at all. They just had a bad year, and Gio just mentioned it. Doc Rivers coached 39 games last year. Adrian Griffin left. They were 30-13. That leaves 39 games left. Give a man a chance. I'm not a big Glenn Rivers fan, but I still have to remember the things he's done. He has won, and he's also won a championship. So we have to give him a chance. I'm not going to just write Milwaukee off when they have Dame Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
It's going to be an interesting season. And I think the biggest move that we're waiting to see, and we're going to call like if the buck falls or drops, it's going to have to be whether Brook Lopez is gone, because there's rumors out there that Brook might be on the move. And again, that kind of cripples them in the front court. But again, is that enough to knock the Bucks down, to the lower tier of the Eastern Conference? It's hard to say. I think we're going to see pretty much like we've been saying. You got to see what happens at the end of free agency, at the end, beginning of training camp, see what these teams look like. I said last night, Derek, Philadelphia, I still think they have another big move that they're going to be making for the Sixers. And the Knicks, you're right. They need a big man. We've talked about a few of them. A couple of those guys already gone, and Wiseman and Valanciunas. I mean, could the Knicks potentially be contacting Toronto about, Jakob Poeltl? I mean, that could be a name that gets thrown around, but
they better be trying to get Vucevic so they can get some offense.
That's a good one. Vucevic is a good one. I mean, that's another one that we have to see. Hey, it's going to be interesting. Nonetheless, it's going to be interesting. That's the Eastern Conference there. When we get back, we're going to talk Western Conference, and then we're also going to talk about some WNBA. And then people are saying, and it's weird, Derek, I've been cooking Gio left and right. I mean,
on what?
I've been cooking him.
On what have you been cooking me on with? Because I haven't heard anything.
But you know what?
I haven't heard nothing, Derek.
But you know what? In tonight's show, it's 1 Gio, Rudy 0. And even 1 Derek, Rudy 0. But Derek has tons of wins over me. But you know what,
Wins about what?
For the first half of the show, you have cooked me, and I like that. I'm letting you bring it. I'm giving you the confidence to keep cooking, man. I'm gonna put you on the Iron Chef here.
Rudy hasn't cooked me on.
He's asking you, when have you been cooking, Rudy? He said,
when have you been cooking, Rudy? Because over the years,
what do the kids call it, Derek? Receipts. You want me to pull the receipts up? I got receipts somewhere.
Hey, this is a man who says that Daniel Jones is a franchise quarterback, Derek.
Is he a starting quarterback?
Would you want Daniel Jones as your quarterback, Derek? That's all I got to say.
I'm sorry to laugh. I'm a New Jersey guy from the Nets, and no, I don't.
Yeah. Okay, so in all fairness, I said Daniel Jones is a franchise quarterback because there's no other quarterback in New York right now.
Well, okay. He's a franchise quarterback, but not on the winning team. Is that better?
No.
He's not a franchise quarterback. He's masquerading as
I'm saying you can make him the franchise quarterback, but you're not going to win.
Exactly.
But
that's what Rudy's putting his point on. Someone just putting on a jersey and going out there and playing for the New York Giants.
Well, in the draft of Kyler Murray and Daniel Jones, before we go to commercial break, Daniel has 1 playoff win. And how many does Kyler have? I think he has the same amount of rings as Karl Malone and Charles Barkley have. Oh, yeah, he has 0 playoff wins. This is Sweep the League, Coach Gio.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Daniel Jones not a franchise.
We're going to commercial break. We'll be back. We'll get some Daniel Jones talk here for Gio here. We'll be back. Living in South Texas, we all love to eat, especially tacos. Oh boy, La Cocina Taco Truck should be your only stop every time. They are just a short drive away, located at 283 West San Antonio Street in New Braunfels, Texas. There is no order too big or small for the staff to handle. Whether it's the ever so popular street tacos, all the way to the amazing quesadillas, La Cocina will satisfy your appetite, guaranteed. Head over to see them at 283 West San Antonio Street in New Braunfels, Texas.
Make that short drive so you can be satisfied. At La Cocina Taco Truck, proud sponsors of Sweep the League. A family is just like your home. It starts with a great foundation. MCS General Contracting can make sure your foundation is off to a perfect start. Whether you're wanting to build a pool, expand a patio, or build a driveway, MCS General Contracting should be your only call. They provide top-notch customer service and will stand by their work 100% of the time. Why trust the rest when you can just call the best? Build the best foundation now for your home and your family, because a good foundation is the perfect start to a happy life. Contact MCS General Contracting today at 210-774-9155. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League.
Welcome back to the Taco Tuesday edition of Sweep the League, or as we like to call, Cooking Rudy edition of Sweep the League tonight on this lovely Tuesday evening. Again, Taco Tuesday brought to you by La Cocina Taco Truck. New Braunfels. Hey, you know what? San Antonioans, San Marcos, New Braunfels, even in Seguin, the great city of Seguin, where I'm living at now. La Cocina is just a short trip away to get the absolute best street tacos and quesadillas. Louis and his staff's going to take care of you. It's a short drive to be satisfied. It's La Cocina Taco Truck and also MCS General Contracting. We keep always saying it. We're going to say it till the day we die here. Families built on foundation, so is your home. If you want the best foundation, you contact the best. That is MCS General Contracting. Chris Lehan, the boys are going to take care of you because it's 100% customer satisfaction. They're going to do it right the first time, so you don't have to worry ever when it comes to putting in a pool, driveway, whatever it is. They're going to take care of you guys 100% of the time. And also Special Leaf Tea. What can you say, man? Best drink on the market right now other than water for me. I drink it all the time. It's fantastic. Gio's getting that case. I already talked to Josh, Gio. You're getting that case already. We're sending you that Special Leaf Tea.
I finally get the tea, and now I need my T-shirt, Rudy. It's been 5 years.
I'm not going to ship two different things. I'm going to ship it all together. I'm not going to put it in one box, all right? I'm not paying extra shipping and all that stuff. But your Special Leaf Tea, all these guys are proud sponsors of Sweep the League. This segment here of the Western Conference Talk is brought to you by MCS General Contracting, sponsors of Sweep the League. Let's talk about the West because I was able to calm Gio down a little bit. I was able to relax him, calm him down during the commercial break. He's not mad anymore about the Daniel Jones, Kyler Murray thing. We're going to go on to the Western Conference Talk because football season is right around the corner, Gio. We're going to talk football here, probably starting next week. We're talking football. But the Western Conference, obviously there's only one team that is superb, that is way better than everyone in the league. Probably, I would say probably in the league. This is probably your number one seed overall in the NBA, barring any injuries, and that is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, we've got to look at one thing. That Paul George trade, that helped a whole lot for Oklahoma City to basically just reload on there. And they got SGA in return. But it has to prove something to teams like San Antonio. Even teams like Orlando, who are up and coming now, that it takes a little while for you to be good. A rebuild doesn't happen overnight. But is there a way, Derek, to maybe calm Spurs fans down to know that it takes a little while, it takes a little more than a few years to get back to the glory days, as Oklahoma City is fully loaded right now, man?
A lot of them are young. A lot of our listeners and a lot of Spurs fans are young. So I guess they don't remember what it took to get a David Robinson and then what it took to get a Tim Duncan, a Manu, and Tony Parker. We had to go through a rough drought. It's called losing, and you try to get better 1 year at a time. Bringing in Chris Paul, we already talked about it. He's a rental for the year.
Yeah.
So they got to. It's not like the Spurs are going to win the championship anyway. So you just try to put the right pieces around Victor Wembanyama. I actually watched a video this morning of Victor in practice with the team France. Oh, he's looking good already. Mm-hmm. He's looking really good already. He was lighting Rudy Gobert up. And he's looked like he's expanding his moves. He might be a sham god this year. He's got a lot in his bag. And then you bring in Chris Paul, a guy who's a calm. When you need someone to settle the team down, that's Chris Paul. When you need someone to get in players' faces, that's Chris Paul. When was the last time we had a point guard, if ever, the caliber of Chris Paul? So you got to give him a chance to, kind of put his feel on the team and the organization. He was brought in for a reason. The Spurs know that he's older. Greg Popovich knows it. Mr. Wright knows it. They all know it. R.C. Buford knows it. The fans have to accept what it is. Spurs are not winning the championship this year. The object is to get better and keep building for the future. And then from 2025-26, we have a different conversation. But right now, let's just make some decent moves. Let's see if we can get a Lauri Markkanen. We have to go piece by piece. And that's how you got to build. It's kind of like the team that drafted me. What's the saying in Philadelphia? Trust the process. Yeah. That's where we are right now in San Antonio.
Yeah. What are you laughing at, Gio? What process, right?
Well, Joe Mendy was kind of saying it like a broken record every season. But look, Derek's right. This is going to take a while. And I've told this story before. When the Spurs, obviously, players were retiring, players were leaving, and the Spurs were left with not very much. I put it in my mind, Derek, look, this is going to take a while. This is going to take time. Build. This isn't college football where you can build through the NIL, right? This is not what that is. It's going to take time. But you got that piece there in Victor. He's a generational talent. He's a kid that is going to grow into his body. Just imagine every offseason, Rudy, he's getting better and better and better. You surround him with the talent. Spurs organization have to do their part. They know that. But the Spurs, the sky's the limit. But listen, next season, it's not going to be very good either. So I will say the Chris Paul, though, Rudy, wherever he's been, he has improved.
Everywhere.
Everywhere he's
been.
Everywhere. When he went to Oklahoma City, Rudy, that 1 year, was that in the bubble, I think? Where they surprisingly made the postseason, and I think they lost in 6 or 7 games. It may have been to the Clippers. I don't remember particularly, but wherever he's been, he's improved that team. Chris Paul's a dog. He's gonna have high expectations. He's gonna come in there. He's gonna command the locker room. That's just the type of guy that he is. I can't wait to see Chris there. Look, it's a 1-year rental. Who knows? Maybe they extend him after the fact. But listen, Spurs fans, it's going to take time. It's going to take a few more years after this. But don't worry. When that time comes and the Spurs are ready, potential banner could be coming our way. Just give it more time.
Man, I think we need to save the banner talk for a little while. Jacob is in here.
Hey, I got faith, Rudy.
No, I have faith too, but I need to see what happens the next few years.
Oh, yeah.
Jacob's in here. What kind of package would you put together for a trade for Lauri? Now, Derek and I chimed in last night on that. But we'll go around the horn on that because the Lauri Markkanen talk to the Spurs is huge. We're also going to get into our favorite coach, JJ Redick, talking about how Bronny deserved this contract. And I'm going to go on record here. Only this show that I know of are the only ones that said the day after Bronny was drafted, he's going to get a guaranteed deal and he'll be on the opening roster night 1. No other show was saying that. We heard it here first. So that's a guarantee there that you heard it here first. But we're going to get into Bronny talk as well. Beyond Cooper Flag, who's the most ideal guy that Spurs could raise to another level. We'll get to that in a minute, Rock, definitely for the beyond the Cooper Flag talk. But the Lauri Markkanen packages, I really feel that if it's me, I'm looking at 4 first-round picks. I'm trying everything that I can do to hold on to Atlanta's 2025. I don't mind giving up the Spurs. So I will definitely give up the Spurs 2025. I'll give up another 2026, maybe a Spurs 27, and then whatever in 28. Hell, throw in those 2030s. I don't care, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. But I'm talking about 4 to 5 first rounders for Lauri. And then, of course, I'm probably going to have to end up moving another player, possibly a Devontae Graham, maybe a Zach Collins. But this is where it gets tricky. I know you can sell Danny Ainge, Derek, on the Keldon Johnson played for Team USA talk. But Ainge is very smart, and we talked about it last night. I think you're probably going to have to include Devin Vassell in that deal in order for it to be a much better deal than what Golden State, because I think Golden State is the only other team that's interested. And Golden State can offer them a pretty good amount of young talent. Like we're talking about Padinsky probably being involved in that kind of deal. So is Devin the guy that's the key to this whole Spurs package for Lauri?
I really don't think so, because if you people remember, you remember how much they gave up to get Rudy Gobert in Minnesota?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they gave up the whole NBA. And then you remember what they just happened with Mikal Bridges in New York.
Yeah,
they gave up 4 or 5 first-round draft picks. And we talking about Mikal Bridges. He's not on the same level in my eyes as a Lauri Markkanen.
Nope.
So if I got to give up half the franchise, the only guys I'm not giving up are Chris Paul and Victor Wembanyama. So we sit down at the table with Danny Ainge. We give him a little tequila, slip a little tequila in his glass, and we spend a little time, kind of like Golden State did KD when they all recruited KD. We find a way to talk to Danny Ainge, and we make it happen. If I have to give up Devin, I don't really want to. I think they can find ways to keep Devin and then give up some of these other guys. You mentioned the Devontae Graham. You mentioned Keldon Johnson. We have to remind Danny that Keldon was playing at all-star level the year before year before last. I don't want to give up Devin, but if we have to, hey, make it happen. We need to get Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, I think Devin's the key. And that's kind of sad because a lot of people are figuring Keldon might be that guy to go. And that's kind of what we all expect Keldon to be a part of that deal. The number matches, the salaries work. I mean, they definitely work for Keldon. But we all know, man, Danny Ainge is a smart guy. He's a very smart guy, very good GM. So he's probably pushing as much as he can to get Devin. But I agree with you. If I'm having to sacrifice Devin Vassell for Lauri Markkanen, I might do that. I might have to just do that.
Look at Utah's roster and look at their front court. Where do they need more help, in the front court or the back court?
Definitely the front.
Okay, so that's Keldon Johnson.
And Zach Collins.
Didn't they used to have a guy with a similar body used to play in Utah by the name of Adrian Dantley?
Oh, yeah. Man, you're going way back there. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying. So they're still Utah. Their system is not much different. It just has Danny Ainge. It's not much different than they had Jerry Sloan. It's not much different when they had Frank Layton. You get a Keldon Johnson, and then you give up some draft picks, and you make it happen. But I want Lauri Markkanen.
If that's the case,
for it. Jeez,
yeah. If the Spurs are able to get rid of get Lauri in exchange for Keldon, and they keep Vassell, I'm gonna be on the record. I'm gonna buy a jersey, Derek, and I'm gonna buy me a Thurl Bailey Jazz jersey. So I will have me a Thurl Bailey Jazz jersey. What do you got, Gio?
No, I was saying I agree with Derek. I mean, you're gonna have to listen. If Rudy Gobert went for 4 first-round picks,
it's gonna be more.
It's gonna be more for Lauri, and you're gonna have to give up Keldon potentially for stuff. I don't want him to go, but Keldon's fine. I don't really care about that. Don't want the other one to go, but if you want to build this roster, hey, get Lauri there with Victor and Chris Paul. I like that kind of duo right there, and build a roster with other guys. Listen, good shooters, get role players, all that stuff. But if they get Lauri this year, I think they're ahead of schedule already. Would you not agree?
If they get Lauri this year, okay, so with Chris Paul, the only addition right now, I had them at around the 28, 29 win mark. I figured about 6 or 7 more wins added to the total. But if you add Lauri Markkanen, oh, man, I'm starting to scratch the 38, 39, 40 win plateau with Lauri Markkanen. I think he adds easily another 8 to 10 wins possibly with that team, because now you got to remember one thing that the Spurs did last year was they lost a lot of games at the end. They were very careless with the basketball. They didn't have a guy that could take care of the basketball. Chris Paul does that. One of the best assist to turnover ratios in the game. So he can take care of the ball. You need a closer other than Victor. Chris Paul can be that closer. He makes clutch jump shots. But adding Lauri, that just adds another closer, another experienced veteran to a young squad. So those three guys alone puts them around that 38, 39, 40 win mark. Is it playoff team yet? They still have another move, but maybe.
Can I pitch in something quickly
You
to make
go
the
for it.
fans
Go
kind of feel a little better?
Go
You already
Go ahead,
heard
Derek.
You already heard Geo's clearly say the Spurs are not winning this year. You heard Rudy say it, and you heard me say it. Chris Paul's a rental. Now think of this: we're talking about threesomes. Victor Wembanyama, Lauri Markkanen, De'Aaron Fox. How many wins we talking then?
48 to 50, probably.
Okay. But remember now, if you put the right pieces around them, just like even Minnesota had slow-mo, Kyle Anderson last year, right?
Yeah.
So now where is he going? We'll get to that, I'm sure. But you know he's headed to Golden State.
He's going to go.
So just adding moves like that around your core players, your core three, putting very serviceable role players around them makes them a team that's going to win more than 50 games with De'Aaron Fox. And I keep telling y'all, he'll be here in 2025, 26.
Hey, speak it to existence, Derek. Just like LeVar Ball said, if you speak it into existence, if the Spurs get De'Aaron Fox, Lauri, I mean, look, that is a tandem there that's going to work. But if they get Lauri this season for sure, already, that's ahead of schedule. And obviously, they got to give up draft picks, but they're going to have the money. So,
yeah, they're going to have a ton of cap space. That's why the good thing about the Chris Paul signing was it was 1 year, $11 million. And that trade that they ended up trading Rob Dillingham for to Minnesota freed up $7 million. So again, technically only $4 million came out of their pocket. It's as if they drafted, Chris Paul at number 8. So it doesn't really affect them at all. And not only that, I mean, De'Aaron Fox, Lauri Markkanen, Victor Wembanyama,
Stephon Castle. Don't leave Mr. Castle out.
Castle's another one. And again, side note, when SGA was young and he was improving, he was in Oklahoma City. Who was the one guy that came into Oklahoma and was coaching and mentoring SGA? That would be one Chris Paul. So we've seen Paul teach young guys before. We kind of said that Stephon Castle, if he gets that offensive game going, he has the ability to play similarities of SGA. I mean, he can be that SGA type player, get to his spots, make the shot. 3-point shot may not be there yet, but he can easily hit the mid-range. He can get to the basket. He can create havoc. So again, their 1 year rental, and let's be real, the 1 year rental may not be a 1 year rental. Chris may be wanting to see what the Spurs do with the summer of 2025. He may want to come back for year 21, which I don't have a problem with it if they're doing fine. But yeah, you're right. De'Aaron Fox to San Antonio in 2025, if they were able to swing a Lauri Markkanen right now. And again, Ainge needs to get something done, whether it's with the Spurs, the Warriors, whoever, because Lauri's a free agent next summer. And if you're going to let him walk, that's terrible. You need to make a move.
I mean, it just makes sense. Hey, if he's going to walk, if you're getting that vibe from him, or if you obviously had those conversations, then make the trade. Pull the trigger. I know the Spurs obviously are trying to get him. We'll see what they do. But if the Spurs get him, as I've said, they're ahead of schedule for next offseason, and it puts themselves, Spurs fans, feeling real good about themselves that morning after.
Yeah, we're up against a commercial break here, but real quick, our favorite player and our favorite coach came out. They introduced them. Dalton Connect and Bronny James had their press conference today. JJ Redick made the comment that Bronny earned his spot on the roster.
Jeez.
And again, I got kickback. I got kickback on social media because people were saying you're being too hard on Bronny and he hasn't even played a game. If not for the heart thing that went on in college, he was a lottery pick. And I said, well, you know what? In this draft being as weak as it was, he could have been a lottery pick. He very well could have in this weak draft. But even in high school, he was a 4-star player at high school. He only had 5 or 6 offers. One of them was from Memphis, Oregon. I believe USC was one. Kentucky was another. Just, schools that probably are going to want to use him for what? His last name is probably what it was. But I've never seen high school or college Bronny prove to me that he deserved a spot on an NBA roster.
Did you say probably because of his last name? Did he even
It is, Rudy. Come on.
Did he even earn the McDonald's All-American spot?
No. I'm trying to be nice.
So he played. No, we're going to be honest about Bronny. I love him because he's a young person. But to sit there, J.J. Redick, to think that the entire country are idiots is ridiculous. He didn't earn his spot. He averaged 5 points and 3 rebounds a game, playing on a losing team at University of Southern Cal. Show me another player that really earned a spot, averaging 5. And let me say that if he really earned it, why did they take him 55th instead of 17th? Since his last name is James.
Yeah, I agree. What do you got, Joe? You're dying to say something.
It's ridiculous. I'm watching that press conference. I talked to a good friend of mine earlier about it. He's insulting us, Derek. JJ Redick is insulting our intelligence to sit there and say he has the opportunity. He's doing this. He's done that. He's deserved all that. Give me a break. And can you put that last quote up there? That's all.
Here we go.
He has nothing to do with his potential. I know him very well. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Trust me on this.
Man, Gio, you are definitely.
Well, you didn't see him in the combines.
Okay, you can't go again. Everybody out there, we say it all the time. You cannot go off of combine. Combine is good for measurements.
The combine, come on, dude.
That's it.
He didn't do great in the combine.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't do nothing on there.
They showed him shooting 3-pointers all by himself. What did he do in the combine? He did so well in the combine. He wouldn't have been there at number 55.
I'm not getting cooked on this one. I said you don't go by the combine. The only thing you use the combine for is for measurements and interviews. You don't go by, well, let's see, he's knocked down 35 3-pointers in a row because there's no one defending you. It's that easy. I don't go by anything. So that's why I said the comment about, did you see him at the combine? I could care less about the combine. It doesn't do me anything.
Can I say something before you go to the commercial? Gio, they talking about the combine and all that, right? Didn't J.J. Redick say something, start talking about some kind of developmental program or something like that? Doesn't that sound like they know Bronny's really not ready?
He's just telling on himself. He's just out there just saying stuff. Listen, the combine, Todd Mandridge from the Green Bay Packers, he had a great combine. What happened to him, Rudy? Absolutely nothing.
Big Tony Mandridge?
Nothing, right? The combine, it just gives you a decent idea of what potentially happens, but you cannot go off the combine. There's been too many busts.
He's only going by the combine because it's LeBron James' son. He wouldn't be going off the combine now. Any other player, just Bronny James. Come on, let's be honest about it. Yeah, my man out there, be honest.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the combine is just the combine. I don't take anything from the combine at all. I can run around a cone pretty fast. I think that's the next thing we're gonna do at Sweep the League. All of us are gonna have to go run around cones. We should do our very own combine here. I will probably come in dead last if we were doing a combine here, but nonetheless, man, we got to go to a commercial break. When we get back, we're gonna talk a little bit about WNBA. We got some WNBA talk. I want to talk some quotes with WNBA. Also, what's going on with WNBA because I have a feeling, Shemai, you're gonna have to get probably a boxing type of sound because Gio has some very, very harsh opinions on the Caitlin Clark thing. And I know Derek was coming back at him a little bit, but we are all family here on Sweep the League. We're getting to some WNBA talk here. You got any questions, drop them in the chat. You want to make a phone call when we get back from commercial, we'll drop that number again. This is Sweep the League. Derek Irvin, Coach Gio, Rudy Campos Jr. We'll be back.
A family is just like your home. It starts with a great foundation. MCS General Contracting can make sure your foundation is off to a perfect start. Whether you're wanting to build a pool, expand a patio, or build a driveway, MCS General Contracting should be your only call. They provide top-notch customer service and will stand by their work 100% of the time. Why trust the rest when you can just call the best? Build the best foundation now for your home and your family, because a good foundation is the perfect start to a happy life. Contact MCS General Contracting today at 210-774-9155. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League. A family is just living in South Texas. We all love to eat, especially tacos. Oh boy, La Cocina Taco Truck should be your only stop every time. They are just a short drive away, located at 283 West San Antonio Street in New Braunfels, Texas. There is no order too big or small for the staff to handle. Whether it's the ever so popular street tacos all the way to the amazing quesadillas, La Cocina will satisfy your appetite, guaranteed. Head over to see them at 283 West San Antonio Street in New Braunfels, Texas. Make that short drive so you can be satisfied at La Cocina Taco Truck.
Do it, copycat. Do it, copycat. Country classic, man. Do it, come on, copycat. Now I'm a classic.
All right, welcome back to Sweep the League. Derek Gervin, Coach Gio, Rudy Campos Jr. Shout out to La Cocina Taco Truck, MCS General Contracting, Special Leaf. We've got the Special Leaf commercial being recorded as we speak, so that'll be dropping here pretty soon. All proud sponsors of Sweep the League. This next segment is brought to you by both MCS General Contracting and La Cocina Taco Truck. Some WNBA talk. Now, we're getting into the talks here now. We're not gonna beat around the bush here. We're talking WNBA because the game has it's risen. I mean, we have a lot more eyes on the game. You've had, a lot more people attending the games. And me personally, I was always attending a lot of games back in the day. With the Silver Stars were here in San Antonio, and I've been following it for a while. But now the explosion with Caitlin Clark, with Angel Reese, a lot of these players. I mean, you still have, the older players and Diana Taurasi. I mean, you got a bunch of players still involved in the league as well. But this isn't the peak part of WNBA, is it? I mean, we still have a pretty damn good group of women coming in next year to the league. So have we seen that this is where the WNBA is? And when that next crop of female basketball players come in, it's going to go to another level. So are we seeing finally the rise of the WNBA because of what's going on this season? That's a question that I was actually asked, and I wanted to ask you guys here. Derek, if you want to take that, the rise of the WNBA, we know it's Caitlin Clark. We know it's Angel Reese. There's a lot of other players that are actually putting up, some really good. Sabrina Ionescu's another one. I mean, there's a lot of great players in the league. Jay Wilson, I mean, the Aces. But we are not seeing the peak of it. I think we're going to see it go a little bit higher next year.
Yeah, and as we move towards the future, it's definitely going to get better. You got Juju Watkins and players like that will be coming in. But right now, we're watching the Caitlin Clark phenomenon. and it's amazing because I was one of her biggest fans in college, and I know they're riding the Caitlin wave. But I think people are just looking at what she does offensively, and they're not looking at the little things. I'm not going to go off on her too bad, but I don't like stat padding, and I'll be honest about it. If you really watch them when they play, Caitlin is not defending. And if you remember, they took her out Sunday at the end of the game. Yeah. You don't take stars out at the end of the game. You're up 3 points. They sat her down. And the reason they sat her down is so they wouldn't give up a three-pointer to the Phoenix Mercury. She does some good things. She's brought notoriety to the league. Angel Reese has brought some notoriety to the league. But, yes, I think this is just the start. It's going to continue to get better. I'm glad that Caitlin now they're flying on their own flights, private flights. So I'm happy about that stuff. But basketball wise, her and Angel still have a lot of maturing to do. But yes, the league is only going to continue to get better, and I have to give Caitlin her flowers for at least growing the league, the visibility.
Well, I mean, Derek, there were several WNBA teams who had to move their games. They've moved their games to big arenas because too many tickets selling out. They moved their games.
Like right now. I'm looking right now.
Exactly. So listen, she's growing the game. And, you know, we've talked about this a while ago, Rudy, about how some of these players are hating. They're hating on her. Now, sure, does the media play a part in all this? Yeah, they say some things and kind of over magnify. But Caitlin Clark, look, she played in the tournament, right, in college. The WNBA draft came pretty quick, Rudy. And then she's right playing in the WNBA. She hasn't had a full offseason, Derek. Hadn't had time to heal up, right? Strengthen up. She talked about how she wants to go ahead and lift more weights. Look, she's going to get her body going next offseason, but she's been through a lot. They're coming at her, but I think she's handled it well. She hasn't really said much about it. But look, she's not a great defensive player just yet, but just give her a few off seasons. She's going to do just fine.
I love you, Gio, but they've been saying this since 2021 now about her defense. And here's the thing. I'm not saying she couldn't be a defender. If you watch the games and watch the videos, and this is all the fans, I pay attention to the whole game. She doesn't defend. If she's guarding the person in the corner and they throw the ball into the post, she turns her back completely away from the person she's guarding. And she goes in there and she tries to rebound. She's padding her rebound statistics. And that's not going to help them but you have to watch. All you got to do is go look.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've seen a good amount of games where I'm thinking she's not guarding a soul out there.
She doesn't defend. I just want her to put effort, because this is not about just the individual thing. And the reason I say that, Luka just played. You know, they got smacked around by Slovenia, right? So they lose by 17 points. Luka goes 8 for 23, but all they talking about is his triple-double. He was 0 for 9 from three-point range and 8 for 23. It's about the team. I'm old school. I'm never going to be about the triple-double over playing hard basketball for your team. I love the visibility she's getting, but be true to your teammates. There's a reason they don't hustle and pick her up when she gets knocked down.
No, I mean, look, we all know defense is not there for her. She's mainly a scorer, and she may never be that person, Derek, but she's definitely probably put more effort in there, Caitlin, if you're listening to our podcast today. But she's growing the game, and I can't wait to see these next few years. And as Derek said, there's a bunch of ladies coming in the crop that I just can't wait. They've grown the game a lot, but you haters out there, stop, okay? Because she's growing the game.
You know, they're doing exactly what they were hoping it would do. They want people to talk about the WNBA. Everybody's talking about WNBA. And for those of y'all that did see at the bottom, you can call in. We still got a little bit of time here. 830-499-1852. You guys want to call in, definitely call in. 830-499-1852. That's the Sweep the League call-in number. But they are talking about the WNBA. That's where we went. Austin Hartsfield. You know, Derek, this is our very own MLB guy. He's a former Sweep the League host. He's a massive Mavericks fan. He actually was covering the Sod Poodles in Amarillo for the Padres. I think it was the Padres. Was it, Gio? I think it was Padres.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's our MLB guy. He's going to be on the show for MLB.
Can I ask Austin a question?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Hey, Austin, what did I lie about? All you got to do is look it up. 8 for 23, 0 for 9 from 3. So what did I lie about? Whether you like Luka or not, there's a lot of people I like. I'm a Kawhi Leonard fan. But when Kawhi stinks it up, guess what I say? Kawhi stunk it up.
Yeah.
I'm not with the favoritism just because you like a player. You still have to be honest about them. If they're not getting the job done, they're not getting the job done. That's what our job is, to be honest about it, not to be biased because we like someone personally. Our job is to be honest, and I'm being honest. 8 for 23. That's not important when you get beat by 17 points.
Nope. You got to be honest about Daniel Jones as well.
I know. We got a phone call coming in here. Let's get to the phone call here. All right, thank you for the phone call. I believe this is actually Austin Hartsfield because I got caller ID on this
It was
thing.
quick, wasn't it?
Austin Hartsfield. We got another phone call. Austin's calling in. Austin, what's up, man? Welcome to Sweep the League.
Hey guys, I literally just tuned in, and the first thing I heard was Luka can't bleed even, which I'm not gonna debate. Like, I just thought it was funny that I flipped it on. He got no lift in his knees right now. I mean, have you seen the highlights? No lift.
No, we didn't say Luka couldn't
He shouldn't
defend.
be playing right now. He should be resting, but that's a whole nother issue.
Austin, we never said Luka couldn't defend. We were talking about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, it was Caitlin that can't defend, not Luka.
Okay, I literally flipped it on, and that was the first thing that I heard.
We're gonna have to send Austin a box of tissues. I mean, because he sounds like he's crying right now about the Luka.
No, I'm laughing my ass off. Oh man, that's so funny. Now, if you would have caught me a couple of weeks ago, we might have had some tissues, but
yeah, that Boston series. I'm sorry, man. It just happened to be.
I had Dallas in 6, Austin.
Can I say one thing?
What's up, man?
I know we made the finals and everything, but I think I'm more excited that Tim Hardaway Jr. is no longer on the roster.
Yeah, he's Austin's really good when it comes to his Maverick squad there, Derek, and he's been kind of.
Wasn't that Tim Hardaway Jr. when he fought first? Tim Hardaway Jr. was their third. Wasn't he the third leading scorer this season? And if I remember correctly, when they finally played him in Game 4, didn't he had 5 or 6 3-pointers? Wasn't that Tim Hardaway Jr.?
We've got the we got to get that boxing sound. This is what all Sweep the League's all about, man. That's definitely what it's all about. Hey, Austin, we got more people calling in here. If you called in a little while ago, call back in and drop your comments. You want to join Sweep the League? We'll be on here for just a little while longer. Definitely join us in. But hey, Austin, appreciate the phone call, man. We'll get you back on Sweep the League. Hopefully, if not tomorrow, next week for sure, because we got some MLB talk we got to go.
Have a good evening.
That was great, guys. Great show.
Thanks, Austin. Again, if you want to call in, definitely call in. We had someone that was calling in, but again, we've only got one line. We're not rich just yet. We don't have the big old mixer, but we're able to get one call in at a time. So don't be upset. It's like the radio station that kind of put on hold, but definitely we got another call coming in here right now. Thank you, caller, for calling Sweep the League. How can we help you tonight?
Yeah, I'm just I got a little comment that I have to make, especially for the last guy, and plus something about LeBron.
Okay.
Look, hey Gio, what's going on, my boy?
What's going on, man?
Tim Hardaway Jr., that was a key component for them getting to the finals. I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that. Now, secondly, I believe Bronny would get more like, he'd get better in the NBA than in college.
Okay.
What you think about that?
Bronny would be better in the NBA than college.
He'd be better trained in the NBA than in college. He'd be way better. Think about this. Bronny at 23 in college, coming into the NBA.
Okay.
Then Bronny getting trained by the NBA trainers, having NBA schedules. He might not get the time that he's supposed to, but I believe that he'll be a way better player in the NBA as a Laker than being still in USC or whatever other college there is out there, you know?
I'll get to Derek on that. And I'll comment on this part right well. And we'll get Gio. Obviously, we'll get Gio as well on the comment for the Bronny. But for me personally, I can see where you're going with the Bronny comment about him being a better player in the NBA, but it's going to be kind of a requirement as if he was overseas. And it's kind of like a draft and stash type of thing for Bronny for me. If he's going to succeed in the NBA, the first move should be, okay, you're going to be in the G League for a good amount of time because you have to learn the NBA game. Okay. And that's the best place to learn it. Now, for him getting a roster spot for even opening night and a guaranteed contract, that's where it's a big head scratcher, because if you look at the high school stats, if you look at everything that he's done and his collegiate stats, nothing screams as guaranteed contract.
Yeah, no, and I think I think he's bound to obviously get better. You know what I'm saying?
I understand what's being said.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like in the NBA, even NBA compared to the G League, I don't know.
It's a faster game.
Can I ask you, is Bronny better? Do you see is Bronny a better player than Scoot Henderson?
I don't know. They were asking, is Bronny a better player than Scoot Henderson, in your opinion?
I mean, Scoot Henderson ain't show me shit. I mean,
so why is Bronny? Well, okay, but Scoot has a bigger skill set than Bronny James. Bronny doesn't do anything great. That's why he dropped to the 55th. Scoot Henderson is only going to continue to get better, but he's proven that. You heard what I agree with Rudy's. I like Bronny getting out.
Hey, I appreciate y'all taking my call, man.
Okay, thanks for the call, man. Thanks for the call.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's calling in about Bronny. Go ahead, Derek. You got a little bit to finish. We'll get to.
I'm just saying. I'm hoping Bronny gets there, but he hasn't shown the skill set. He has to show it. The only way we know a player, you can give anybody a trainer. You can give him Phil Handy. You either have it or you don't. And I'm not saying he doesn't have it. All I'm saying is he hasn't shown it yet. So we don't know that he even has it in his bag until he shows it.
Yeah, it's like a draft and stash, like we said. You're gonna have to spend a lot of time in that WNBA.
Wow, Rudy, the WNBA.
I've got it in front of me here. Relax.
Rudy, didn't everybody
mute this out, Rudy?
Gio, tell me about this. I got to switch it over quickly. What about Shedeur Sanders? Some people swear he's the best quarterback ever, and then other people say that it's not. They're picked to win 5 games this year with Shedeur as the quarterback. Yeah. So sometimes we have to be realistic, is all I'm saying.
I do think, though, Colorado, and I don't want to get into college football just yet, but I think they win more than 5 games, though. Come on, man. I think they win more than 5, but that's just me.
And you think Georgia beats Texas this year? That's crazy.
Hey, listen. We should have never missed the playoffs. We should have took Texas' spot, in my opinion, but we leave that for another day. I don't want to get Texas fans all riled up.
All I was saying was that Shedeur still has a lot of proving to do.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the same with Bronny. Bronny he had his chance. He didn't really do as great as people say in the combine. Gio, do you think if he really did great in the combine, he would have went 55th in the draft, and we don't even know most of the guys' names?
That's what I'm saying, Derek. It's, JJ Redick's sitting there insulting us, telling us, well, he deserved this and that. Listen, you're telling me that my eyes are lying? I'm watching. What has he done to prove that he should be a second-round draft pick? And listen, those contracts aren't guaranteed, but he's getting a guaranteed contract for 2 seasons.
That's the crazy part.
Back to my friend Jose's point, listen, I do think he's bound to be better, but how better, Derek? It could be this better, right? A small percentage better than he was in college. You know what? Listen, I don't wish nothing but the best for Bronny. I wish he actually succeeds because I do think he's a good kid and he has a lot going for him. But listen, this is the NBA. If you can't hack it, you're not going to last long. And to Austin's point, OGO, yes, I'm talking about it. We'll see your boys in Texas. I don't know what day it is, but Georgia's going over there. It's going to be a big game. I can't wait. I can't wait for that game.
That's going to be an explosive show, man. The Bronny thing, the thing that I think that pisses us off, and FYI, any callers out there, because we're going to take calls, from here on out. If you cuss online on the call, it's okay. I mean, it's okay. We try to keep it as clean as possible. It is a kid's show, but we understand we don't have a dump button, so we're not going to just hang up on you if you decide to get a little hectic or whatever. But nonetheless, with the Bronny thing, the crazy part about the Bronny news was the fact that he got that guaranteed deal. I understand some second rounders, they deserve a guaranteed deal, but those guys get the guarantees in what, Derek? preseason play, training camp. They're proving themselves to get a guaranteed deal. So and we got Jeff Garcia. Hey, shout out to Jeff Garcia. 8 years on the Locked On Spurs and Locked On Network. Congratulations, Jeff Garcia, man. Fantastic. I know Derek's been on there. I've been on there. I don't think Gio's been on there yet, but we got to get Gio on.
No, Jeff doesn't want me to cook him on Locked On Spurs, so that's why I haven't been on.
There we go.
It all makes sense, Jeff.
I just want to confirm it is true that Rudy usually kicks Gio on any and all sports takes that Gio taps out and retweets quickly. I will say tonight, Gio has had my number because, again, I forgot what losing felt like. So I'm letting Gio beat me tonight. I don't like losing anymore. So there's no more.
And not only do my takes cook Rudy, my sports teams are better. So
because you jump ship every year.
No, my friend. Listen. Georgia Bulldogs, San Antonio Spurs, the Duke Blue Devils, of course.
You had to think about that.
And the Los Angeles Rams, baby. Let's go.
All right. I get it. Real quick, we'll get back to that WNBA talk. So the one thing I wanted to ask you guys is this. I've seen, videos, and we're giving it some legends here. Cheryl Swoops. We'll go back and for like Cynthia Cooper. A lot of the players the former players are chiming in on Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and everything going on. But it's talking about the WNBA that is the key. I know there's a little rivalry between them, but in all fair and all fun and games, that rivalry is really good for the league, and it's going to continue to build upon. So real quick before we go, Derek, Rookie of the Year right now, who is it?
What do you mean for Rookie of the Year?
Rookie of the Year right now.
It depends. If they're going by popularity, of course, it's Caitlin. If they're going by who's actually earning it, it's close. But I will give Angel the edge right now, and the reason I do is because she plays hard on both ends, and she's leading the NBA, the league in rebounding, WNBA in rebounding right now, and she plays hard. Caitlin plays on one end, Angel plays on both ends. So right now, I'm giving Angel a slight edge, but they still have 19, 20 games to go.
There you go. Gio, Rookie of the Year right now, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, or somebody else?
Listen, WNBA, do it right. Give it to Caitlin Clark, okay? She's bringing more fans to the game. I know there's other players as well. Listen, she's scoring points. She's assisting. She's doing those things. Give her the award. If you're trying to keep her out of the WNBA Olympics, stop it already. Just give her the award. You know she's going to get it. So
stop that, Gio.
I rest my case.
She's shooting 39%. And she's averaging 6 turnovers a game. Come on now.
Look, man. I get it. Listen, a broken clock is right twice a day. So listen, she's going to get it. Don't worry.
I'm gonna go with the ever so loving, a tie is like kissing your sister. So I'm going with the tie here. I'm gonna go co-Rookie of the Years. We're gonna go back to the Grant Hill, Jason Kidd days and do co-Rookie of the Year. I think truthfully, as of right now, it's so close that I would give both of them Rookie of the Year. Stat wise, Angel Reese is putting up stats, galore, but Caitlin Clark is obviously the popular choice. Not saying Caitlin's not putting up stats, she is, but if it's everything in the end, it's which team is actually, I think, has the better record that's going to get the Rookie of the Year for either Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark. But I'm not sad if it's actually a tie and it's a co-Rookie of the Year award this season. But nonetheless, okay, go ahead.
No, I was going to say really real quick. The Fever did win this season series over the Sky. I'm just going to leave it at that.
That's the team, though.
I get it, Derek, but if we're going to nitpick here, head to head, I thought Caitlin had a pretty good series against her.
We can't argue that. I mean, we're not going to argue that. What is wrong with? Did you eat your Wheaties for the first time in forever? That why you're coming in strong with all this stuff?
Listen, I've just been watching Caitlin Clark. I saw her in college. Maybe it's because I'm living in Indiana and maybe I don't have the.
Are you Gio? Are you like the rest of the fans though? Because she hits one logo 3.
No.
Okay. If I remember correctly, didn't Angel just break Candace Parker's record for consecutive double doubles?
I believe she did. She
did. Oh yeah, I know she did. So that has the fact. If we're just going by popularity, I said it's Caitlin. If you're going by actually what they're doing, because the game is supposed to be, it's a two-way game. It's offense and defense. Angel gives her all on both ends. I'm like, I could live with co-MVP, but I can't say it's clearly Caitlin, when she's only shooting 40% and probably about 32 or 33% from three.
There you go, man. That's the reason why we debate it. What do you got, Jill? Come on. Real quick. I got you time.
I was going to say, give Caitlin one off season. I'm telling you, just one off season. We're going to see a different player come next season.
Well, she can't vote. They can't vote for her for Rookie of the Year next season.
I know, Derek. I can't wait till she wins. I'm going to post it up everywhere just for Derek.
Oh, my God. That's why everybody loves us here at Sweep the League, man. Hey, it was a great night. We broke down both conferences for you, Eastern and Western Conference, got into some WNBA talk. We took some phone calls, actually, tonight. Again, you definitely want to jump on the phone line for tomorrow's show. Also, it's going to be from here on out, so it's going to be every single show that we're on. You can drop us a call, give us your take. You know, don't be shy, don't be scared. We don't bite. We're not mean people. Hey, everybody's got opinions. Everybody wants to state facts, everything like that. Drop it to us on Sweep the League. We love talking to all of you guys out there. Shout out real quick to MCS General Contracting, La Cocina Taco Truck. I told y'all guys I went this past weekend and I went way too early, so I'm going to try again this weekend to go to La Cocina Taco Truck, and also Special Leaf Tea, all sponsors of Sweep the League. So tomorrow, I believe Derek's going to be off tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll see if Coach Gio will be back tomorrow as well. We'll try to get Austin Hartsfield, former MLB guy for Sweep the League, to come on the show as well. But until then, man, appreciate everybody joining in. 200 plus strong on the stream tonight. So again, I forgot, Gio, the announcement. So everybody out there, Tias, have your tia, your tios, your cousins, everybody, have them go like and subscribe to our YouTube page at Sweep the League TV. Why? Because we're going to be giving away a copy of a game. NCAA 25, right? Is that right, Gio, or is it 24?
So college football, they've changed the name, so it's not college football 25, but that's a game that's coming out. It's over 10 years in the making. Mm-hmm. They stopped making the game because of freaking Ed O'Bannon. We won't talk about that another day. But the game is coming back for EA Sports. It's a big game, so we're giving away a copy of EA Sports, or actually college football 25. I want to say NCAA. Yeah. But we'll be posting up some news in the later days to come.
Yeah, it is scheduled to be released this month. We're going to be giving away a copy of college football 25. The release is back. It's back, baby. We're going to give away a copy. But the only way for you to get a copy is you have to be a subscriber on YouTube. So get everybody to subscribe to YouTube. The more people you get to subscribe, the more chances you have to win if you really want to win that copy. So, again, copy coming out of College Football 25. It's been Derek Garvin. It's Coach Gio. Till we see you guys tomorrow.
Hey, Rudy, happy holidays to everyone. Just stay safe out there July 4th.
Yes, everybody stay safe. From Derek Garvin. We'll be back tomorrow. Derek will be back with us next week. But again, until we come back with you guys tomorrow, everybody stay safe. Knuckleheads, we'll see you tomorrow.
I love you guys. Gio, have a good night. Rudy, have a good